Hello, I'm Dick Van Dyke.
And I'm Eric Judy. So, today, variable annuities or indexed annuities?
Go! I think we have to talk about both. We have to be fair.
No, we don't have to be fair.
What brought this conversation up, Eric?
Oh, random surfing of the internet and you see a beautiful woman. No, it's
Susie Orman?
Yeah.
A beautiful woman. Okay, let's start off with Susie Orman.
Okay, all right. So, Susie's been well known in her financial advice that,
right.
She'll go out there and she'll take a topic. And one of the things I saw just recently on YouTube, she was responding to a question that said, I'm interested in purchasing an annuity.
Yes.
Should I? Yes or no? And she went on to say, variable annuities, the answer is basically no. It's very short and sweet.
Susie Orman, one thing, love her or hate her,
that's right.
she is opinionated in the way that she's going to give her opinion straightforward and, like it or leave it. And I can't say that, we hold her up as the ultimate planner, but she does influence a lot of people, so I think it's worth talking about.
She's a very, very good personality as far as being on the media, and she takes an opinion,
right.
and it makes for good television, good radio. So.
Right. And she does have some good stuff that she puts out there.
And we agree and we disagree. So it's
well, let's talk about her general point of view on variable annuities. She's just down on variable annuities now. When she
not just variables, but she really dislikes
annuities in general. She does give a little credence to the fixed indexed annuity. That there is some aspects of that she likes, and for the right, as she says, the right investor.
Right.
So let's just talk about maybe the variable annuity, okay. and let's break that down a little bit. Who is going to be the best candidate for a variable annuity? Quick.
Somebody with a lot of money that can pay a lot of fees.
Now be fair. Be fair.
Okay. You'd have to be younger, in my mind, and you have to be a market lover. And
right.
and you have to be a believer that you're going to get consistent upside market gains.
Right.
For just a standard variable annuity chassis.
Yes.
Because your principal's not protected. You're
right.
basically getting access to perhaps mutual funds that would have a loan
right.
share, or you'd pay an additional fee if you bought them just standard. So you're getting
yes.
a discount.
Yeah.
So if you're buying lots of mutual funds,
right.
you're in and out, you want to trade this one or this one.
So let's say we have a younger person. They have some additional money,
okay.
Above and beyond maybe their 401k and their IRA.
Right.
We call that non-qualified funds.
Right.
And they'd like to trade this money, and they'd like to be in the market, actively in the market, and move money in and out of things that they feel are worthwhile. I can see someone in a low-cost, no-load or low-load type variable annuity that they would actually avoid tax. I know they're going to pay ordinary income tax down the line, but that would be the scenario that I can see. Where a variable annuity can make some sense for a person, and I'm going to say a younger person, maybe someone in their 30s, 40s, this type of thing. But now when we switch over to retirement folks that are nearing retirement, and maybe they're looking to establish a very strong income. Now, a lot of variable annuities are sold on this basis because of their income rider.
Right, and that's exactly it. If you're buying it for the income rider, and you're willing to pay a premium for the income rider,
yes,
then if you know going in that that's what you're willing to do that, so be it.
Right.
And I say that because the income rider is, in my mind, for someone in retirement, is really the core guarantee. That's what
yes,
you have to
your contractual guarantee. And when we compare the variable in this realm to the hybrid or the fixed indexed annuity, then we see some pretty stark differences, especially in recent years. When I go back maybe 4 or 5 years ago, it seemed like the variable annuity income riders were superior to the fixed indexed and the hybrid annuity. And then over the last few years, it's been a complete switch around, where you can get a higher payout typically from a hybrid annuity. You can get a higher compounding roll-up for growth, for future income. And the fees are considerably less with a hybrid annuity. I mean, like 1/4 or 1/5 or even lower. So,
and one of the things we should, and I want to back up and explain, because I get this question a lot, because people are confused.
yes.
When they think, I'm interested in a variable annuity. When they say variable, I always have to say, all right, explain to me what a variable annuity is to me. And
Yes.
in their mind, anything that doesn't have a set fixed rate of return year after year is a
So they might call an indexed annuity or a hybrid annuity a variable.
And,
right?
and then we see the word hybrid again here.
Yes, that gets very
utilized
confusing.
In both the variable
When someone
world.
starts talking to me about a hybrid, the first thing I have to decide is, are they talking to somebody that's trying to influence them to buy a variable annuity? Or were they talking about someone, something they had learned about an indexed annuity?
For us, when we talk about hybrid annuities,
Yes.
it's a fixed index chassis
Right,
with an income rider.
right.
Some people actually will use that term for a variable, and they say, well, it's a hybrid because we threw an income rider
Right.
on a variable as well.
And there's some credence to that, but if we go with the, I guess the preponderance of evidence out there on hybrid annuities all over the internet, it's the fixed indexed annuity.
Exactly.
It falls in the hybrid category.
And so the key thing for us is variable does not mean variable rates of return. So when you're looking at a annuity that doesn't necessarily have that consistent return, like 1.5% year after year after year, that doesn't mean it's a variable.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because your fixed index, basically, your fixed annuity basically is preservation of principal. Is the
Yes.
key. You're not
Yes.
going to go backwards.
No risk to
No
principal.
principal risk. Now,
Right.
your variable annuity principal is at risk. That's the easiest way to sum it up, and that's what I want to make sure people understand when they're considering a variable annuity, what they're really looking at versus comparing that to a fixed indexed annuity.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And again, I think that if any of these annuities are used effectively in the right way, they're great financial planning tools.
Yeah, but I want to go back to Susie Orman, because if you
Because
14
if we listen to
pages here.
Susie Orman, then
But I always laugh, because if you read all 14 pages here, and if you get down to the last 3 paragraphs, one of the last ones says annuities, when to say yes. And I laugh because this is the most important thing in my world. If your goal is to have income during retirement years and you don't want to take any risk with this money,
yeah, that's what we talk about.
then I'd have to say that a single premium deferred annuity is great. Those are Susie's words. But you have to read through the other 14 pages to find.
And then she goes on to say that if you want more detail, read my book.
So I laugh because it's when we talk to people about retirement and taking risk in retirement, that's something you really don't want to do with your foundational income. And
Right.
so I always laugh when I look at it. Of course, if you want to maintain risk and keep gambling,
Yeah. Well, let's put her video up on the blog,
I'll add that.
and then this article will be there, so you can read it for yourself.
So.
And so, Eric, I mean, what's the best here? A hybrid annuity or a variable annuity?
Well, are you going to make me choose for which type of person?
We'd have to start this whole talk over. So I think that to summarize it, the variable annuity might work much better in today's market. For a younger person that wants to move around in a lot of investments, and they should also look for a lower cost type of variable annuity. Maybe I hate to name names here, but maybe a Vanguard or a Fidelity or something of that nature.
Oh yeah. Oh, and see, I think you can do it
Yes.
without the annuity side too. I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
do. So,
yeah. So you could, but that's just if you just want to invest.
right. And when we say Vanguard or Fidelity, it's because the fees there are less than
A lot
1%.
less, yes,
Yeah.
yes. But it still doesn't cover some of the other concerns that you buy an annuity for, and that's the strength of the income rider and this type of thing. And that's where the hybrid, I would have to say, for those that are near retirement, in most situations, they're going to get much better contractual guarantees, better income payouts, that type of thing, with a much lower fee structure.
Yes.
So that's where they fit in.
Exactly. If you're using this for retirement, fixed indexed takes the risk out of the way.
Okay. I think we did it. Thank you, folks.
See ya.
Bye-bye.